Hello and welcome to this week's Comic of the Week, presented by Graded Point 5. This week we'll be talking about Batman, Legends of the Dark Knight, Freakout. So have you ever wanted to see Batman fight a crime boss that was a hippie? Oh well, ladies and gentlemen, look no further than Batman, Legends of the Dark Knight, issues 91 through 93. Now, I know we don't usually do like a single issues of a whole story like this because mostly it's about a singular book. But I thought in this situation it was such a good story that I would like to talk about it. What happened in this book is we start off with some, I guess you could call them mercenaries, for lack of a better term, trying to track down this guy's child or something. I don't know what's going on with that. Not much background on that. Just say, hey, we're looking for this guy and we're going to kill everybody in here. They started it. And Batman's like, you get the fuck out of my city. And then I guess you say Captain Gordon because he was commissioner yet. Captain Gordon's like, yeah, you get the fuck out. And they're like, yeah, we're going to leave. Not. Ha! Got him. And as things go on, you find out that these people that they were killing and stuff, they were hooked on a drug called LSD 2000. So it was a designer LSD. And it was being developed by this guy named Dr. Freak, who is just this hippie, who decided that he was always high. Yeah, because later in the third issue, he mentions that it was made mention that he actually got high while supposed to be on guard duty during Vietnam. So yeah, not exactly the most attentive person in the world, as you can see. But, so, yeah, I'm laughing because it's kind of absurd. He develops LSD 2000 to get people addicted so he can kill them, bleed them out, put their blood inside of a pool, and then swim in it so he can get ultimately high. Yep, it's one of those stories. So we go through this thing and finds out that one of the mercenaries, like I said, lack of a better term, knows who the guy is because he served with him in Vietnam, and now he wants to go kill him for his whole unit being destroyed. And of course, Batman wants to find him because he's putting poison out in the street, and so his Batman's got to go stop him. Batman finds him, he fights him. For some reason, Batman's not doing too well in this fight, and he falls into the pool. And we come to the absolute funniest thing I have ever seen Batman do in any book. He's tripping on acid. He comes out of the sewer without his mask on, and he looks at the two mercs and goes, "Ah!" I'm sorry. It's just, I can't get over how just absurd it looks. And then in the next issue, it explains, oh yeah, we couldn't see who that guy was, but what do you think was wrong with him? Is I don't really care, and Alfred's like, hey man, that's another thing. He's only been off this trip, he's on for 2 hours, and he's like, I'm going back to work, and you see him, he's just flipping out all the time. And I shouldn't laugh. LSD is not a funny thing. But it's just weird coming from the side of Batman. So the story progresses, Batman's like doing the Batman thing, and he's, like I said, he's kind of flipping out the whole time. Captain Gordon goes along, he finds he goes off a tip of what Batman gave him, and it says, yeah, we're going to go here, and we're going to bust this guy. Turns out the guy's like got a small, the Dr. Freak has like a small army, essentially. And he also has a jet that he was going to use to spray the LSD 2000 all over the city so everybody would be high. And it's all about him wanting to be, as high as he could possibly be. So we get to, the crescendo of the whole thing. Batman finds him, and then the mercenaries find him, and they're basically like, oh, I'm going to kill him. Batman's like, don't you do it. And they did. They tried to kill him. Batman got a batarang off and stopped him. And it turns out Dr. Freak has been so high his entire life that he will never come down. He's just going to be high for the rest of his life. And it shows him in Arkham Asylum just, kind of rocking back and forth. The end. Well, actually, I have some more thoughts. The reason I like this is because, it was written by Garth Ennis. Garth Ennis, writer of Preacher and things like that. And I thought it was an interesting story because Legends of the Dark Knight always did a kind of take on Batman, like in the Year One style universe, kind of, where you don't see a lot of supervillains and things like that. It's more, he's doing beat crime and stopping drug dealers and mercenaries and things like that. So, yeah, I thought it was an interesting take, and it's an enjoyable book. If you can find the books, I would definitely recommend reading them. Like I said, if there was a lot of laughing and stuff, it's just because the absurdity of Batman being flipped off his gourd, and it's just, I love it. It's just so good. And that's it for this week's Comic of the Week. If you could, check us out on Twitter at Graded.5. Please like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you could, check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/Graded.5. Thank you so much for joining us. And everybody, roll out.